Now you want me to what? To how to share it? Which way?
Not the singer share.
I know. Come on, bro. Seriously, either help or shut the fuck up.
Let me see phone.
I'm here for support, bro.
Support my jock. How about that?
This is the Beers and BS podcast, sponsored by one of the locals, Under the Sun Inserts, Brewport Coffee House, and Brewport Cafe. And now here's your hosts, Adrian, Joe, and Mike.
What's up, everyone? And welcome to Beers and BS, the podcast. We're your hosts. From left to right, we got Mike D, Joey.
What's up?
I'm Adrian. Representing Tennessee, we got our producer, Gabe.
Gabe.
What's up, Gabe?
What's happening, buddy?
And tonight we got a special guest sitting in our fourth chair remotely, though. That's our friend. He once was an emergency backup goalie for the New York Islanders.
Yo.
Okay. Our friend, my brother-in-law, Scotty P.
Scotty.
Scotty too hot.
Scotty, what's up, buddy?
What's
hey
up,
guys,
Scott?
Doing well. Thanks for having me, fellas. I really appreciate this.
Welcome to the show,
you.
Scotty.
Thanks for being here.
For those that, Scotty's my brother-in-law, but he's also Mike, you've known Scotty for 20 years, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? Joey's known Scotty for a while.
Yeah.
So Scotty's part of the crew. He's just an extended virgin. He's how would we say? He was we'll say Beers and BS. He's part of the Brew Crew North, maybe. Right? Okay. We'll
works.
take that.
True
Scotty, we start off every show. As you know, you're an avid listener. We tell the audience what we're drinking. You want to kick that off?
Oh, sure. I kept it nice and simple. Stayed with the motherland tonight. Labatt's Blue.
Nice.
Oh, there you go.
With the Canadian flag on it. So it's in the cup with the puck smashed into it. So
that's
simple.
dope. That's cool. I like that.
Joseph.
Scotty, hold on. Scotty, what's the alcohol content? Because I know Canadian beer got it. They make it strong there, right?
Yeah, but do you really think it was made in Canada?
You tell me.
I think that's an Anheuser-Busch product. Right?
Scotty, right? He said, did you hear it? I could hear it in his voice. He was bothered by that.
4.7.
Oh, okay. Very good.
So didn't Labatt Blue have like a Labatt's Blue Ice? That was like the stronger one. That's still around, Scott?
Yeah, I think they do have that. That rings a bell for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember drinking that.
Wasn't in my local store. It wasn't in my local store tonight.
I remember drinking Labatt's Blue Ice, okay, at a strip club in Canada.
Okay. In Canada?
Yeah, called Mints, right at right you cross over Niagara Falls.
Am I ending with a Z? Oh, no, S.
Oh, I don't remember. I don't know. But
all right. I am drinking a pint of really delicious IPA that I've never heard of until today. It's called Lawson's Sip of Sunshine.
Nice.
It's fucking really good.
Cool. Isn't that? Don't you have a tattoo of that sun on your back?
Yeah, and it happens to have my tramp stamp on the can, which is really fucking weird. Now this is 8% alcohol, so it's got a little kick.
That says Lawson.
Lawson, yep.
Yeah, I never heard of that.
Like Ronald.
Shout out to Ron Lawson.
Yeah, so that's what I got.
Cool, Michael.
I ate like a pig last week, and I'm trying to, watch my calorie intake. So on that note, I went with Corona Light, 99 calories, 4.0% alcohol. But that's what I'm rocking tonight. Corona.
Nice.
What'd you get? Did you get a 24 pack of that?
Yeah, I got 16.
That's 16. Okay, what about you, bud? So you still
That's
off the
only
booze?
1,600 calories. If I eat nothing, I'm good.
So I'm definitely not off the booze, but I am right now because I had a super bad hangover on Sunday. I drank, and I didn't mean to, a whole bottle of Maker's Mark 46.
Holy shit.
Oh.
And so Sunday was really rough, and I'm still trying to recover.
Yeah, right. Sometimes at our age, it takes a couple days.
Yeah. So I actually got so drunk on a dare. I went outside and shot my gun.
Not good.
Wait, that's illegal.
There's an empty field in front of my house, and I just shot a couple of rounds into the berm.
Nobody said it. Like nobody called the police.
Well, I had my silencer on my gun, so
Listen.
it wasn't really loud.
Gabe, please.
Yeah, really.
Please. Next
Be
time you do
careful.
that,
Don't mix the two.
next time I'm saying next time, please take video. Okay.
I do have video of it, and maybe in post production I'll show it.
Yeah. We don't have to do it on, you could just send to us. Okay. So we can see. And then we'll hold it against you the rest
Actually,
of
that's
your
a
life.
good idea because that's kind of incriminating. So
Yeah.
I'll just send it to you guys.
That's cool. All right. Tonight I have New Belgium Voodoo Ranger. Okay, I've had this before on the show, but this is a different flavor. It's Fruit Force. It's called. It's a fruit punch IPA.
Oh,
9.5% alcohol volume. I'm going to be honest with you. The first couple of sips, I was very upset. I was like, "There's no way I'm going to make it."
Oh, are you settling into that? Nice?
I have.
Okay.
I've settled in.
Really?
It's grown on me,
Taste?
and yes, definitely. That's exactly the best way to put it. I wasn't going to say that, but you're right. It's an acquired taste, and kind of like Cabernet.
Sauvignon.
There you go. Kind of like that. And it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I mean, here and there, I don't know if I could drink this all day, but
Yeah.
that's what I have.
All right, nice.
It has nothing to do with you acquiring the taste. It's the 9.7 kicking in after
Could
that.
be.
Nice. You know what, Scotty? I think you're onto something.
Could be. Right? Just dulling my senses there. Anyway. All right. So guys, our special guest, right? Scotty, like I said, he's our friend. We know him. I don't want to treat him like he's, some stranger.
Yeah.
We're very, very familiar with him, especially me. Like I said, we're related. We're happy to be married as sisters. And yeah, that's us. But Scotty, you've been playing hockey your whole life. Okay.
And what does that mean? His whole life? How old did you start?
I started my first game at 4, and I was playing goalie by 5.
On
Oh,
skates, on ice
shit.
skates.
Yes.
At 4?
I was at 4. I was playing already at 4. And then the story is from my father is that I was always trying to help the goalie, stop the puck. And so one day he just said, well, why don't you just strap the pads on and play goal? And by 5, I was a full-fledged goalie, and I'm still playing to this day, twice a week.
Wow, that's awesome.
So, okay. For the audience, Scotty's our age. Okay. Same age as Mike and I. He is from Saskatchewan, Canada. So, that's relevant, Scott. We got to bring that up. So you started playing at 5 years old. Well, 4 years old, but playing goalie since 5 years old.
Yes, sir.
Talk about,
In Canada, you were like 2 years late, right?
yeah. What happened, Scott? Your dad didn't love you? He started you that late? But I was going to say, talk about because I know you went to you went away. Get into your story, Scotty, how you got into hockey.
Really?
Yeah, no, it was a small town, real small town, 700 people in my town. But, hockey was the thing you did in the winter. And I was really fortunate that I grew up with a group of guys that were, we loved the sport and we were athletes. And there was 4 of us that were, you could see a little bit more potential. So our parents kind of got together and said, let's try to get you into a bigger town, a bigger team. So they started driving us down the road 30 miles, 60 miles, 2-3 times a week. And eventually when I got to 16 years old and I had my driver's license and they were able to say, we don't have to drive you anymore, you do it yourself. I moved away from home at 16 and I've been away from home ever since. I lived with a family when I played AAA midget hockey, which is your 16 and 17-year-old years. Fortunate enough to have won a Canadian national title at 17.
Yeah, baby.
Wow.
Yeah. So the year that I graduated high school, I was also a national champion. We won the game in overtime. It was on TSN in Canada. It was a big thing. And then I went on. And
How many saves did you have in that game?
I will be honest, I didn't even play that game. I played the semifinal game right before it.
Okay.
All right, good.
So myself and my goalie partner, we were really good friends, and the whole team, we were just really tight. And like I said, I played the semifinal game, and our coach had no problem flipping us. And the very next night, he played the championship game, and we won, like I said, in overtime, national champs.
Awesome.
Now, how far away was this when you moved away?
So the drive was about an hour. It was about an hour drive. So
you would still go home?
No, I moved there. I ended up getting my graduate. I graduated from high school there. Like my official high school diploma is from the town where I lived. My parents would drive in. They would drive the hour to come watch games. So after I'd finish a game and get undressed, they'd be waiting for me in the lobby, and then the car might have been running for 30 minutes by now because it was probably minus 40 degrees outside. But they would wait, and then we'd say hello for a few minutes, and then they would drive the hour home, and at 11 o'clock midnight, after a game. So that was my high school years, and then I was fortunate enough to have been signed by the junior team that was in the exact same city. They signed my rights. So I did 3 years of junior there. I did my 18-year-old, 19, and 20-year-old years there. Didn't play much my 18-year-old.
Junior hockey, we're talking like you played in junior hockey league.
Correct. So this was the junior A hockey. So that's a step down from major junior. So when you hear of the big names that played like in the Ontario Hockey League or the Western Hockey League, that's major junior. So I was a step down, junior A. By staying in the junior A ranks, I was at the time still eligible for a college scholarship. So if you decided to go major junior, you were foregoing a chance for a college scholarship. I was a good.
Is that because they made money in that level, or why would they be? Yeah.
They said that you're like one step away from a pro. So a lot of these guys that get drafted first, second, third overall are playing major junior, and like they're stepping right into the pro level.
Right.
I don't know don't quote me. I don't know the exact details, but at the time, when I was 16, you had to make a decision. Which way do you want to go? Do you think you're good enough to go the major junior route? Or do you want to were you a good student and you were thinking about the college route? And again, I was a good student, and I was fortunate enough. Like I said, 19-year-old, I played a little bit more. My 20-year-old, my last year, I played a lot, and we went back to the national title again. But we went back to this time at the junior level. I went back to the Canadian National Championships, but we lost in the semifinals this time. So no ring that time, but still we had a great team. Put up 100 points that year, led the league in wins that year. So it was a
lot of guys in the NHL made it to the NHL that you played against during those junior years.
Are you amongst the whole league or on my team?
Amongst the league.
Couple guys, not many.
Okay.
The funniest thing that we talk about for my championship team when I was 17, we were a championship team, obviously. And we had one guy make it to the NHL, but he wasn't a player. He was just a good friend of ours who happened to be the coach's son, and he's in the NHL right now. He was our equipment manager, and he's the equipment manager for an NHL team right now.
Oh, that's awesome.
Years.
Yeah.
Wow. So
he made it to the big time, baby.
He did, right? He did.
He did.
Yeah.
So whenever I see highlights on TV, I'm always like, oh, there he is. I see him on the bench. So
that's
yeah,
pretty cool.
So that turned into, you playing in college.
Yes.
Right.
So
now that was a full ride you got?
So yeah, I had 3 schools looking at me. They all flew me in. I visited each school. I was set on one school. I was like, wow, I'm going there. The second school, I'm like, nope, don't like that one. And the third one I went and I was like, wow, this is kind of more my speed. And that's where I ended up. I ended up going to RPI I went there for our full ride. So it was very fortunate. We had a great team, 4 years. We put up 20 plus wins each year. But if I had a crystal ball or a time machine or the DeLorean, I wish we could go back and make it to the NCAAs once. We went to the ECAC title a bunch of times, but back then they only took 12 teams to the NCAAs, and twice we finished our season and had to wake up the next morning and turn ESPN2 on and sit there and watch a selection show because we were a bubble team. And twice we didn't get in.
That sucks.
Yeah.
No,
So
man.
I'm not saying we would have like done much, but it's still to say we would have made it to the
invited to
NCAAs. To the dance.
So from there, right? Because I know you've been playing hockey the whole way through. I mean, you still play hockey 2 days a week. You were in the elite. You were the elite clubs in Chelsea Piers, right?
Correct.
And still playing guys, with guys half your age.
Yes, now that's what it is now, definitely. So you're correct. When I graduated from school, I went and played. I had a cup. I called it a sip of tea in the East Coast Hockey League after I graduated. And then that summer, the coach wanted me to come back. And I was also kind of thinking about a job at the time. I had a lot of friends in the work world already. And I was job hunting and I took the job. But again, I'm still playing to this day. Now, Do I look back on it and say, should I have tried the hockey route? Yeah, but I honestly think I didn't become a better goalie until my 30s. You know, I started playing the game up here better than just relying on.
Right, you became more mature.
I did.
And then-
I did.
And then fast forward to about what, 45, 46, right? I'm saying, right, about 45, 46 years old. And then you end up being the emergency backup goalie for the New York Islanders.
Yes. So the
Talk
hockey
about
world, the hockey world is a small world, and playing in the city, you got to know a lot of different guys. And it was one of those things where
This is, wait, I'm sorry, Scott, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Gabe, our producer, you just put up, this is you playing in the Ranger alumni game against Boomer and Carton at the time.
This was a fun thing. This was called the Skate to the Garden tournament, and I had entered a team, and we actually won the whole tournament. And so the grand prize for winning the tournament was to get to play at Madison Square Garden against the Ranger alumni team.
Oh, that's awesome!
Which was phenomenal. Like
that's a dream come true.
I played a lot of hockey in my career, but this ranks right up there. These guys were so good. I think the worst thing that happened was that we jumped out to an early 2-0 lead. And these guys just were like, okay, these guys are pretty good. We're playing against, and they changed their tactics. And
I was at the game. I was there, and you saw these guys. They're
like, oh, he's not playing.
No,
huh?
you saw these guys on the bench, and they're like, like the Ferrara brothers, like these other like Long Island guys, right? The Ferrara brothers.
Yeah.
And you see them, and you see them scream like they're banging their sticks, and like no, like let's take it seriously. We're not losing to these guys. And then they just it was like they hit a switch. They hit a switch, and
yeah,
You were the goalie right there when it said Carton?
No, that was Carton.
No, that was that clip. You would have saw me later on in the clip. It was in the Ranger hockey games, they have that MSG quick 120 or whatever it is, and that was kind of it. So it was obviously the Boomer and Carton show was part of the big hullabaloo about it. So that's why they were talking about it there. But if the clip would have kept going, you saw some highlights later. Yeah. But so that was just men's. That was just a men's league. We just entered a team.
Let me ask you a question. In that game, you're playing, ex Rangers, right?
Yes, sir.
Who'd you make saves on? Who'd you shut down? Who'd you shut down, Gabe? Not Gabe.
Brian Leach. Was he? No, he was broadcasting, right?
Oh, here they're gonna score on me right here.
Oh.
There I am, right there in the white.
Oh, cool.
I remember they were talking about you the next day on Boomer and Carton.
What did they say?
They were talking about they were saying that goalie, from the other team. So he was pretty good. Like, nice. He was Canadian, the goalie and stuff. Yeah. So,
Did you guys drink beers after or something or no?
So we played at 3:00 that day, and then they had a game that night against Ottawa, and we were up in the suites with them. They just hung out with us all night. So they had stories. I have pictures with Leach and Graves and all those guys.
Dude, that's awesome.
It was awesome. Yeah.
Very cool.
But the world, again, the hockey world is so small that turned into playing with other guys around the area and on Long Island. There's a club out there where Boomer actually skates.
Yes.
And it's on the North Shore there. So we've skated out there many times, and that's where I bumped into and got to know the goalie.
Is that Beaver Dam one?
Yes, the Beaver Dam Hockey Club. And so that's where there was another goalie there that I got to know just from playing against him. And it was him that called me. He's like, hey, you want to be an e-bug for the Islanders? And I was like, heck yeah, that sounds awesome.
So for those that don't know, right? Because I know you guys were unaware. I mean, I didn't know this until, it happened to him. Every team, every arena you go to has an emergency backup goalie, correct, Scotty?
Correct.
Right. So it doesn't matter for either team.
Yeah. They can suit up for either team if they need it.
Yes.
So every arena, every game you watch in the stands, there's an emergency goalie.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Okay.
Is that where you sit in the stands?
Yeah, so I literally walk up, I park. So I was with them at the time when they were playing half their games in Brooklyn and half their games in Nassau Coliseum.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So going to Brooklyn was, I had to find my own parking and walk down the street, and I'd be walking past a firehouse and the guys were like, hey, emergency goalie. They just knew right away. So I just showed up to a side door and I basically give my equipment to a guy and he gives me tickets and he's like, make sure your cell phone's on, kind of thing.
Wow. Are you wearing a suit? Are you wearing a hoodie and jeans? What do you got going on?
No, I'm in full suit as if it was a game day for me too.
Wow.
Yeah. And then Nassau was cool. I felt like one of the guys. I got to pull in VIP parking right beside the rink. Like that was
Really?
awesome. That felt really cool. But
So
it
you
never
don't get-
happened.
You don't get into the locker room unless you need to.
Yeah, no, even if you do have to get dressed, you get dressed in a neutral room. Like you don't go into the pro room.
Okay.
I've heard a lot of different stories where guys are just in a neutral room. Just I don't know, just pick a referee size locker room they're getting dressed in. I've heard all kinds of stories of guys getting half dressed, guys getting full dressed, guys. Obviously, there's been the stories you've seen them on ESPN and NHL. Like guys have gotten in, but I didn't get that far.
I read a little bit about this today, and maybe you could verify this. The emergency goalie in the NHL has only had to be used 6 times.
Really? In all history?
In the history.
Times.
I don't know if that's true. It seemed
that seem right, Scott?
I would think it would have been higher. You mean
Okay.
6 times they've had a guy hit the ice? If it was a guy going on the ice, I could see that. But somebody being dressed, I would say it would be much higher.
Okay.
It's like winning lotto.
It is.
right?
It is only 6. It says if activated for a game, most emergency goaltenders are only dressed to sit on the bench as teams normally back up. Normal backup takes over. Only 6 emergency goalies have ever been seen recorded playing time in the NHL game.
Yes, that I would agree with. Before you even look that up, I would agree with that. Yep.
Wow.
Dude, either way.
I did have. So I did get to go on the bench. So where I live up here in north of the city, there's a federal professional hockey league team. And I got to know, again, hockey's a small world. I got to know the coach. And one day he called me up. He's like, I had 3 goalies on my roster. 2 of them got called up. He's like, you want to e-bug for me? And I did. And that was a whole weekend I got to e-bug. I got to go for pregame skates in the morning and come home and take a nap and go back to the rink. And I was taking warm-ups. I was on the bench. That I felt like cool. I felt like I was in junior all over again. I had some buddies come and watch the game, and they were like, "Put the backup goalie in," and people were looking at him. So that was really cool. I really enjoyed that. That brought me back to my junior career.
And what team was that for?
Can you name the 6 emergency goalies that have played?
Can I name them? No. I can probably there was a guy from Toronto who suited up for Carolina. There was a guy in Chicago. There was their names I'm not going to know. Now, some guys got in.
Yeah, you're right. Toronto, Chicago, Carolina twice. For
the Islanders, the NHL gig, are you signing an NHL contract in any capacity?
If you had to go in.
Okay.
Like if they would sign you then. So the rules that were told to me at the time is because it would go against their cap. They wanted to make sure that you were not a professional goalie. Like it wasn't like they grabbed some guy in playing, I don't know, pick another league.
Street hockey.
Yeah, so they they made sure that they looked at your background and stuff like that, and they said, okay, you fall under X category. If you were in, you would get this much money. Yeah, exactly. Right. So cool. it would go against their cap. So that's kind of a cool story too.
Yeah, they have to pay. You would think, man.
That'd be
so if you look at like something like hockey database, like hockeydb.com, it cracks me up is that my college career ended and then there's a gap of 20 years. And then there's when I got called up over here. There's nothing obviously Islander related, but it's just really funny to see that year spread in there.
Scotty, so every NHL team, what do they suit up 2 goals? Obviously the starter and then a backup. They're dressing 2 goalies a game, right?
Correct.
So in order for the emergency goalie, I guess, in order for the emergency goalie to get on the ice,
both guys have to go down.
Both guys have to go down, right?
Yeah. So it's kind of like the perfect storm. Like just about a month ago, I don't remember what team it was, but the goalie literally came to the rink and fell sick right then. Like he was like, I can't, So they had no time to call up a goalie from their American Hockey League team. Some teams, there's a lot of teams in the NHL right now carrying 3 goalies, so they could have probably thrown their 3rd goalie in there real quick.
Are there utility players like in baseball? Can a defenseman play goalie if need be? before they get to the emergency goalie?
Nah, at this level, no.
Okay.
No, you'd be better off putting me in there probably.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying, dude. I mean, take a bow, bro.
Yeah.
Because at 45, 46 years old, whatever exactly age you were, to be even considered, because still you'd be going against guys that are in their 20s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, Scotty's
So-
a lean, mean
Yeah.
playing machine, bro.
Good for you.
Scotty too hotty, bro.
And eats more than anybody you know,
Oh
right?
my god.
Or you can at least.
What's the hardest slap shot you ever faced? And you were
So
like, fuck, that thing stung. Or, it was clearly the hardest shot.
There's two guys that are blatantly come to mind, and one guy I played with in the city after my playing career. He was on my men's team in warmups. The heaviest shot ever. It was just like a lead ball hit you. And I also played with a guy in college. It was just unbelievable. They might have been traveling at the same speed as another guy, but for some reason it just had this.
Came in hard.
It's just heavy.
What is the puck like? If someone does a slap shot, what is the puck? What is it traveling at? 100 miles an hour?
So the NHL All-Star game was last weekend, and they had the skills competition, and the winner this year, I think it was 102. I think he hit.
Oh wow!
The hardest has been, I think, on record is like 108 or 109. Zdeno Chara from the Bruins, but he was like 6'7", so he had so much leverage. It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
But so take an average men's league guy. You're probably hitting, if they get into it, they're going to definitely hit 80s for sure. 80s, 90s.
I think it's just solid too, right? A puck. It's just dense. Oh,
Well, we were chatting about this in the dressing room the other day. A lot of guys still had, I still have my equipment from when I played in college, or I've had this piece of equipment for 20 years. I'm like, you can't do that for goalie. I've gone through, I don't know how many sets already. It's just, I almost broke my collarbone one day, and I didn't realize how old my gear was. And my wife just was like, right to the store. She's like, here, new piece. Like, you can't have you breaking your collarbone.
well, that's just it. I mean, because you've been playing for so many years, right? And you're not as young as you used to be.
You're not a spring chicken
Yeah,
anymore.
and so you've had a few surgeries as well. And you're still playing.
That's my fist.
Look at-
Like, I am squeezing my fist as hard as I can.
Look at his
right
pinky.
now.
Your pinky don't go down.
That don't go down.
And that's your glove hand or your stick hand?
Stick hand. That's my blocker hand. So rule of thumb there is
A rule of pinky.
if you're playing and your blocker falls off, don't grab the puck with no glove on in the middle of the play. So that's what happened there.
Oh,
is
man.
I grabbed the puck, and the brain works so quickly. It was like all of a sudden it said, wait, that's a stupid move you just made. And I let go of the puck really quickly. Kind of like if you touch something hot, when you're like, oh gosh.
Yeah.
And when I did that, I hit the bottom of my defenseman's skate, and it just sliced my finger. Like,
No.
It was just dangling there.
Yeah.
Didn't someone recently die in the NHL from they got cut on their neck from a skate?
So it wasn't in the NHL. It was overseas in Europe.
He
But
murdered
yes.
the guy. No, he did it on
got-
purpose and murdered the guy, right? Like the guy that did it went to jail.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they arrested
They
him.
They arrested him. Yes, they
Oh,
did.
shit.
He was
Bro.
he was charged with murder.
Yeah, bro. If you see it, he did like a spin kick and fucking kicked the guy right in the neck with his skate, bro.
Oh, I
Yes.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no. So yeah, Mike's right. It was
It was
they
vicious.
arrested him.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
bad.
Wow.
Anyway, dude, very cool, bro. Good for you. I still love to watch you play.
Have you ever driven the Zamboni?
That would be cool.
So I grew up on a farm, and I've driven a lot of implements and a lot of machinery. Zamboni is not one of them.
Oh, all right.
Is it on your list? Is it on your list? Maybe we can make this happen.
It's so funny you asked me that, because we were just at my son's game the other day, and I was watching the Zamboni going around, and I said that I had the exact same conversation with the person standing beside me. I was like, one machine I haven't driven.
I was going to mention that he's got his son. This kid, it's like how 9, right? Yeah, it's to watch him skate. Because he's a little guy. You know what I mean? 9 years old. To watch him skate the way he does, and he's playing up. He plays with kids that are 2 years older than him.
Wow.
It's funny to watch. It's amazing to watch.
You don't have him in pads in the goal?
I do. I have him. He's skating out right now, but he has a full set of goalie equipment. I take him to goalie practice once a week. They have a special goalie practice. He goes to goalie practice every week. And just last weekend, he had to fill in. Our goalie was sick, and he filled in.
How do you do?
It was 1-1 after one. And then the team, we had a tough second and third. So we ended up losing 8-1, but he had a blast. He had a great time.
Wow, that's awesome.
He Ted Lasso did. He was like a goldfish, the memory was.
Yeah, that's it. You got to forget about it and move on.
Forget about it.
That's it.
Let's keep moving.
But keep going forward. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I've got a few hockey questions for you. As a guy that grew up in Los Angeles, where it's crazy to give a bunch of Mexicans sticks and say, "Go ahead and hit each other." We never played. So I have a couple of questions for you. One, why is there always holding when there's fighting? It's like, don't you think there would be more opportunity to hit and jab with two fists instead of just holding on to a jersey and then just swinging wildly?
I've been in a few fights in my junior career, but that's a great question. I really think it has to do with the balance. It's because the balance is so much better. So when you get a hold of a guy, you're kind of like offering that third point. So one skate, two skate, and now you have that third point of balance, and you can pull the guy at the time. The trick is you want to try to get your hand like into his jersey so you can control him, stuff like that. So there's all these little secrets.
You have a plan, huh?
That makes sense.
Yeah. When did goalies ever get into a fight, Scotty?
I had one good one. It was pretty crazy in junior. There was a line brawl broke out, and the other goalie at the other end, he was calling on me. He was like,
"Oh, really?
Come on!"
Oh,
and I was shaking it off. I was like, "No." And so the referees broke up one fight, broke up another fight, broke up the third one, and he's still, let's go.
Oh.
And so finally, when they broke up, they were breaking up the last one. I was like, I kind of went, okay, and I looked up, and he was coming. And I had long hair at the time. And so I started going, I flipped the helmet off and the hair went flying, and we met at center ice, and it was just like, boom, boom. And then I was lucky. The referees hit us from this side. So his right arm got tied up before mine did. So I got a few extra shots.
Oh, nice. Good for you.
He just called you out just because you were the other goalie?
Oh, yeah.
That was it, right?
He's like, let's do this.
But the funny part to that whole story is where I go to the All-Star game that year, and we're sitting in the hotel rooms, just all the guys that had got invited to the All-Star game. We're sitting there and telling stories, and one of my guys that's on my team who also made the All-Star game, he's like, Scotty, yeah, you just got in a fight, a couple of weeks ago. And I'm like, yeah, you're sitting right beside him. The guy was sitting right there.
That's funny.
That's funny. Very cool, Scotty. I love watching you play, man. I know, it's very few and far between, to get to see you play because, you kind of live far away. But
and I play at like 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah. But it's very cool, dude.
That's when the games start?
So most of my games right now in the winter, because the junior teams, the high school teams, all the kids teams are playing. So my start times are 10:45, 10:50, 10:40.
But you get home like 1 o'clock?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh my God.
And I'll do that twice a week. Like the past 4 weeks in a row, I've gone Wednesday, Thursday, or Thursday, Friday. So the Fridays are okay because it's Saturday. Guys are like, oh, we can kind of hang out. But then I got my son. We're getting up and getting on the road to go to a game on Saturday morning. So you got to make sure you're up.
Yep.
Very cool.
Yes, very cool. And that's it. Now that football's over, right? Football's officially over. It ended Sunday.
Yeah.
Right. With the Super Bowl, it's officially. Right now, it's hockey. It's all hockey all to itself.
Hockey and basketball.
And then hockey, exactly.
Knicks, baby.
Yeah, and then basketball and
baseball soon.
Baseball very soon. With that being said, guys, Super Bowl. What'd you think?
Fucking Chiefs, man. Fuck them.
On this pod, I called it. Right?
You did.
Yeah, you said KC.
Because you can't bet against Patrick Mahomes.
No, I didn't bet against. I picked the San Francisco 49ers to win. But my money landed up at Mahomes, and I did all right.
Wait, but I thought because I was thinking about you because didn't you pick? You needed the over.
So I teased it.
Okay,
I missed the over by a half.
Everybody did.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
It's amazing how close they estimated, right? And we said that was low, but they nailed it.
And the guy missed the first half, bro. It wasn't looking like they were getting anywhere near that shit.
I thought, and look, this is why I don't gamble because I'm fucking wrong. 95% of the time I'm wrong. You know what I mean? I picked KC to win and they would have covered, But I'm saying like when we're talking about the over and under, I'm like, oh man, that's low. 47.5.
San Fran doesn't miss that point after.
Yes.
Yeah.
We fucking hit the
Yes.
over.
Hit it. Yeah. No.
Yes.
And that's why a lot of people are saying, the fix
That,
is in.
that leads me to we got a Brooker email. We got a Brooker email question. We'll bring that up again.
All right.
But
Yeah, I didn't win money. My wife won big.
She hit a box?
She hit 750. Yeah.
nice.
Oh, nice. Good for
Nice.
her.
Good hit.
My wife hit 450.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I almost won 450, but the 49ers suck, so I didn't.
So let me ask you guys a question. Apparently, overtime for the Super Bowl is not a normal thing, right? So everybody got boxes, and when the fourth quarter hits, the final score, the fourth quarter score is not the final score.
No, it's the final score.
Right.
Yeah.
So a lot of people were like, "Hey, it wasn't stipulated."
Oh,
Yeah.
To me, I'm.
No,
It's always the
it
final
always
score.
says final.
Yeah, final
Right.
score.
To me, that's what it says.
Yeah.
Final. Right.
Scotty, right? Same for you.
Well, it makes sense. The overtime is just an extension of the fourth quarter
Yeah.
until you get a final.
That's what I'm saying.
So they don't pay
right?
anything. So
Gabe,
I'm saying,
same for you.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
would they pay out on the fourth quarter then?
No,
No.
you pay on the final.
The final.
Yeah.
Did you guys hear that the 49ers weren't clear on the overtime rules?
Yeah.
Several.
Players.
But
Players,
but I'm saying like that was like around the league, like people were chiming in that they weren't sure, and apparently these overtime rules have been in effect since I think 15.
Yeah.
No.
I want to say.
2015? No, they just changed it.
Oh, they
changed
did.
it.
They just changed it.
Yeah.
All right.
This is the first
I
year of
thought it
these
was.
rules? No way. It's been at least a couple years.
Oh, 1 or 2 years.
Yeah.
No, they're relatively new.
Because everybody's saying that San Francisco should have deferred.
But number one,
Yeah.
if you're a professional athlete in the NFL, I think it's personally up to you to know what the fuck is going on,
Mhm.
right? You don't have to rely on your coaching staff. You don't have to rely on your head coach. As a fucking adult, this is your profession.
Yeah.
You should be up to date on
I
everything,
agree.
right?
I
Period.
agree.
Now, I seen something today that Shanahan, he said he was fully aware of all the rules, and analytics
Yes, I did
came
that
into
too.
play
Yes.
again.
Yep.
And told him to take the ball first.
Yep. You're right.
So whatever the players had, Purdy said he was full aware. Who's his quarterback coach? Brian Greasy or some shit like that?
I don't know.
I think I read that.
I think you're right. Yeah,
I think
it
I
is.
read that.
Yeah.
He said Greasy got him before the game and explained everything about the overtime and stuff. So at least the quarterback was fully aware. But listen, if you're a fucking, a running back or a wide receiver and you don't know, Mecole Hardman, he caught the game-winning touchdown. He didn't even know the game was over when he caught it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said he kind of blacked out. He had no
blacked out.
Did you
idea.
see the way he moved? He was
Yeah.
like, huh, what?
Yes. Yes.
Pat
Like,
Mahomes,
motherfucker, you just shut it down. You won the championship,
Pat Mahomes said he ran over to him and said, "What the fuck are you doing? We just
Yeah.
won the Super Bowl." Because he didn't react. He
he was like, okay, did they get the ball back?
Did you guys? I mean, but like, right? Didn't you have the feeling? You knew when he got the ball, like you knew what he was going to do. He was just going to march down the field, right?
Yeah, Pat Mahomes, that's his MO, bro. He does not fucking miss.
What do we got, Gabe?
In 2017, the regular season overtime rule changed and they shortened it from 10 minutes to 15 minutes regular season. In 2022, they changed the rule of possession for in overtime for postseason games.
Postseason,
2022. So that was only like a year ago.
right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because they want it. They want to have both teams have a chance, be able to touch the ball.
And that's fair.
I agree.
They should,
I
right.
agree with that.
But the problem is, right now, the way it was constructed, and you watched it, there's no time limitation. Like the overtime quarter didn't mean anything.
No,
Like if Pat Mahomes took more time, they was just going to go into a second overtime.
they
in
don't
the
even need,
playoffs.
they don't even need to run the clock.
So
right?
regular
Almost,
season.
But where's the
feel
sense
like-
of urgency, like the sudden death? It's overtime. You know what I mean? So it should be. I think they should, put some like a time parameter or something on it to make it
but
more urgent.
Scotty,
The refs said it right at the bat. He's like, it's like a brand new game. We're starting a new game. So it was like the first quarter. And they said that on the broadcast. Even when that time was running down, they're like, okay, everybody, don't worry about the clock. This is just the first quarter.
Right, but in football, you should worry about the clock. I mean, at the end of the half, you're worried. From the 2-minute mark, you're trying to go down. You're worried. You're panicked.
Yeah, but they didn't have to score before the clock right now because there's another quarter.
This is my problem.
Yeah.
This is my problem with the rules. I think they should. There should be a time limitation.
I see what you're saying because clock management is such a big.
Yes,
it's such a part of strategy when it comes to football.
Yeah.
So
Right.
I agree. I see. What
I
you're
mean, him taking his time, being blasé about it. Like, no, you have to get up on the line. Spike the ball, do this, do that. You lose it down, spiking the ball. It becomes strategic and shit. But him having all the time in the world, and that's Pat Mahomes.
I know.
You know what I mean? What he do in the fourth quarter, right? He had a score to tie it up. And
how
no
do
problem.
you bet against him?
You don't.
When
At this
all
point,
this guy does is win,
He's so good.
no matter what.
Cheers.
What has he got? 3 chips? 20? Is he 27?
28.
3 and 5 years.
6 years.
Was it 6?
Yeah, he's been 6 years. He's been to the Super Bowl 4 times and 3 championships.
That's unbelievable, man.
More importantly, on the Super Bowl, I want to know what Joey ate. Like, what did you eat for the Super Bowl?
Not a lot, honestly.
Really?
A little chilly. My son had a soccer game an hour before fucking kickoff, dude.
Dude, who does that shit, man? What is wrong with these people?
So we didn't really have a lot of plans.
They really think that youth soccer is more important than the Super Bowl?
Dude, I don't even want to get into it.
I mean, come on. We're all adults. They know the fucking game's coming on at 6:30.
We tried changing the game to Saturday. Nobody from the other team wanted to move it, so it had to stay the same.
That is amazing. That amazes me.
I know.
That amazes me.
So I'm glad we beat their ass.
I mean,
There you
because
Inconsiderate.
you hear this every year. Everybody considers like Super Bowl is almost like a holiday. People should have off the next day.
They should.
They stay that a little time.
Why is it not President's Day weekend?
That is a great idea. Somebody else said that. Somebody else said they should extend it. Start the regular season a week or two later. This way it goes a week or two later, obviously.
The NFL
and then
wants to add another game.
Well, no, I'm saying because then you roll into
18 games.
Well, they could do that, or if you don't do that, just extend the open.
But then you roll into pitchers and catchers. Like you're getting that much closer to baseball. So
Yeah, I mean,
should be.
It would be more lucrative for everybody. If you know what I mean? If everybody was off.
Yeah.
Because this is such a weird time right now.
Yeah.
These next 5-6 weeks,
Quiet. Right?
it's just quiet.
It's the winter time.
Okay, you non-hockey guys. Jeez, it's really busy. Trade deadline's coming up.
Actually, me and Adrian probably going to the game this weekend.
Scotty, I wanted to bring that up to you. Are you going this weekend?
Oh, outside?
Yeah.
MetLife, baby.
No, I've been outside.
Rangers, Islanders.
Gabe, I've been to
Rangers
the outside.
Islanders outside.
Yeah.
Nice.
What you say, Scott?
I've been to 2 outdoor games. I went to the very first one in Buffalo. That was Sidney Crosby scored in a shootout. That was awesome. It was like a snow globe. And then I was at the one in Nashville. I don't know if you were at that one or not, but that was I did that one.
So I've only been to 3 hockey games in my life. The first one was, this is how long ago it was. It was the LA Kings versus USSR.
What?
Kelly Rudy was behind goal. Wayne Gretzky was on the team.
Kelly Rudy, holy shit.
Kelly Rudy with the helmet and the mask. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the second one, it was the Anaheim Ducks' first home game.
Wow, that was what, 1990?
Long time ago. And then the third one was another Kings game. I don't remember very well because I was of drinking age at the time and just got hammered.
That second one, were you able to get an autograph from Emilio Estevez?
Mighty Ducks.
Anyway, this is always a sad day. Like when the Super Bowl ends, it's always a sad day because football is over, right? Now it's all about like waiting on the draft, right? And then we start thinking about where our next football trip's going to be.
I thought you were going to say it was sad because it's the end of...
Yes, the eating season.
There you go.
The eating season's
All
over.
right.
I needed it to end 3 weeks ago.
The eating season is over, folks. Now this is when I try, like I say to myself, I'm going to get serious. But then at the same time, I got to start training for the beginning of the eating season on Halloween.
No.
So I'm kind of torn.
That's why I went with the Corona lights today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had a little snow around here today, and I went sledding with the kids, and I put on my ski gear from last year. And I'm going skiing next week. I am in fucking trouble.
Oh, man.
I either need to fucking lose 25 pounds in 7 days or invest in all new gear.
So speaking of, we did it, right? We had a snow day today. Okay. For those of you on Long Island, in the New York area, right? Even Scotty, right? Scotty lives, north of the city, and you got a snow day as well, right, Scott?
I did. We had we reached 7 inches. I took out the stick and we got about 7 today.
That's what she said.
So did my wife.
Oh man, that was good, Joe. That was good. Anyway, we didn't
Something
get
tells
that
me I
much.
shouldn't have said that.
We not good, hey, good for her. We didn't get.
Are you measuring from the base or from the in back of the balls?
You got to shave first.
Oh, you always got to shave first.
From the ground, Gabe, from the ground.
I am not measuring unshaved. Oh, Jesus.
It's like a bird in a nest.
Ooh. Yeah, Gabe, don't do it. I almost threw up last week. Don't do it. So we had a snow day here, right? Probably, I would have to say probably tri-state area probably had a snow day, right? I would think.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
They canceled city schools like yesterday morning or some shit early. Yeah.
Yeah. So with that being said, Joey, that's what you did. You went sleigh riding with the kids
Today, yes.
Yeah.
Yep. It was a good time.
Mike, what'd you do?
I loafed around.
Yeah.
Shoveled the driveway, and then I watched a movie, which I'll talk about later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gabe, you didn't have a snow.
Weed every day.
Gabe, you didn't have a snow day. Scotty, what'd you do?
I worked, and then I plowed. That was about it.
Okay.
Oh, you plowed. Look at you.
Yeah,
What do you
no,
have? Mr. Canada, what do you have, a fucking John Deere set up?
Bazinga.
hell no! I got the Can-Am 4-wheeler with the blade on the front.
Oh, that's awesome.
Awesome.
I push fast, make the snow go far. It's fun.
Did you take it out in any trails or anything like that, or what?
No, just cleaned up. That was it. So
All right. So now we know Scotty and Joey plowed today.
You want to lose some weight? Start shuffling all your neighbors' driveways tonight.
Yeah.
It's good exercise, bro.
Yeah.
It really is.
People. I mean, right? How many people you hear like
Heart
those
attacks
stats?
and
Yeah,
shit.
dying of heart attacks from
Yeah.
shoveling driveways.
Especially the snow like today, the heavy snow.
Yeah, it's wet, right? Yeah, that's the shit.
yeah, but how fast are you shoveling if that happens? Like,
Yo, when you shovel, you get into it, bro. You know what I mean? You become like mesmerized.
slow
like a robot.
down.
Must have been a lot of snow.
I think it's lifting
right?
the weight of the heavy snow more than.
I'm saying it must have been a lot of snow on Mike's driveway because he had to take a long nap after that.
Bro, I'm old. Old people take naps. You know, you eat, you take a nap. That's what we do.
Very long nap.
Yeah.
I mean,
Don't be a hater.
some people might call that a coma. I don't know. Anyway,
Smoke weed every day.
but do you remember as a kid praying? What you caught like you caught a whiff. I'm saying, yeah. I mean, dude, I made my confirmation, my communion. You catch a whiff of. It could be, it might snow tomorrow, and you're like, "Oh my God, please let it snow so school's closed, right?
Yeah.
Please let it snow."
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my son was doing that last night.
Oh, we
Did
never
they
had
have-
anything.
We haven't had a snow day around here in 2 years, at least.
I think you're right. I don't think we had one last year, right?
So I heard some schools are not even doing snow days at all. Like, so if they get snowed in, they go online and do the.
Some Catholic schools are.
I was going to say, I think private schools are doing that. I think most.
Schools in Jersey as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
They're not skipping a beat.
Fuck that. Snow day.
Yeah. Oh, or maybe it's schools in the city.
I don't know.
Some guys at work were talking about it.
Yeah. What do you guys got?
Our high school never closed. The buses might not run because it was too cold, but my dad would just be like, "Okay, I'll drive you to school then instead." So
Yeah.
minus 40 degrees outside. He's like, "Let's go."
But for you rather go to school than work on the farm, right?
Well, there you go.
Minus
Good
40.
answer.
There's no work to be done out there. What are you doing in minus 40 on the farm?
Hey, this year I was talking to my sister a couple of times, and it was minus 48 without the wind, minus 59 with the wind.
Shit.
Oh my
God. Fuck that.
But they just lock themselves in the house, right? I mean, there's nothing to do outside at that point, right? There's no work to be done.
They're so used to it. My niece went to figure skating like it was a normal day and stuff like so.
Outside?
Well,
dome.
drove to the rink.
Yeah,
drove to the rink. Yeah.
Scotty, because I know you grew up on a farm. Is there always something to do when you grew up on a farm? Or no?
The farm that I grew up on, we had cattle and we had grain. So a lot of people that were just grain farmers, obviously their winters were quieter, but we had cattle. So it was a 365 day a year process,
Mm.
and then in temperatures like that, you're starting the tractor almost every day to make sure you're feeding them and giving them some place to lay down, and it's not easy to start the tractor in those temperatures.
Oh wow, yeah, I can only
Yeah.
imagine.
Like we had a on the one tractor that did all the work, we had a battery blanket, we had an oil pan heater, we had a I can't remember, there was one more thing plugged in, and then you use a tiger torch on the oil pan just to try to get that oil to loosen up so it would turn over.
Really?
It's spraying ether directly into the air breather, like as it's turning over, just hoping it starts.
Sparks,
And then
yeah.
if it does start, then you go in and have breakfast because it needs like about an hour to warm up.
Holy shit!
Wow.
Yeah.
An hour? That's crazy.
So it was just we didn't have a garage for the tractor, so it was outside in the elements. So
Fucking
unfortunately,
-40, dude. That is no
That's
joke.
insane, man.
Yeah.
Humans are resilient, though. We
Yeah.
will figure shit out. You know what I mean?
It's funny though, right? I mean, as a kid, you're sitting there thinking, right? You're praying for a snow day, and you're like, "Fuck! If I'm off tomorrow, I might have to go outside. I might have to go outside, right? Because we live on a farm and shit, right? No way."
See, now everyone's talking about global warming being the main concern, but it's really global cooling is what you have to worry about, because like a lot of areas aren't built for cold temperatures. The grid just shuts down. So if we have a long period of cold, then the grid shuts down for an extended period of time, which causes a whole lot of issues that you don't think about.
Yeah, no. If people don't have power, it's a domino effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's day after tomorrow stuff right there, Gabe.
Yep.
No good.
We had the district in my county. They didn't have a snow day in January. They had a snow week and a half.
Holy shit.
It's just because the whole county shuts down because we're not used to snow out here.
This is where
the
you are
snow
now.
turned into ice. Yep.
No, that's crazy.
Is it because they just don't have like the plows and the salt and stuff like that? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we get snow maybe once every 2 years, but this year it was just unprecedented, and they weren't prepared for it. And then since there's no plows, they use graders, and those don't do such a great job. So that all turned into ice, which just caused a bunch of issues for the roads.
Well, I don't know if this is just me speaking, but if I never see snow again, I'm good. Speaking of snow, though, Mike,
I had some fun in the snow.
you just came back from having some fun in the snow.
Absolutely. Paid to have fun in the snow.
Yeah.
And be freezing. No,
I know. I mean, listen, like everybody knows, right? Last week, Mike was remote. He was at a dude ranch with his family.
No, we had a blast.
Yeah.
And, so like normally we do like a summer vacation. And so this is our week.
Ah, there you are.
There we go.
Look at that.
On the horses and the trails.
Dude,
Nice.
is that just snow or is you freezing?
Wait, are you
that's
on a
snow.
horse right there?
Yeah, I'm on a horse. Yeah.
Nice.
We're in the trails. I did a little selfie. And then we drove these what do you call them? Side-by-side ATVs. Oh,
Yeah.
Had a blast.
Did you get on skis?
I did not get on skis this time. No, listen, I was afraid I was going to get hurt. I got to be honest with you, I didn't want to fall.
Oh, this you right now on side by side?
Yeah.
Oh, that's dope.
Nice. Look like you're going fast.
At that point, probably just like maybe 20 miles an hour, 15, 20 miles an hour.
How many did you rent?
No, bro. This is what I'm saying. Everything's all inclusive. So they just have
You could just jump in one of those whenever you want.
Yeah, and they have a guy that leads you through the trails because, bro, it's the fucking Adirondack Mountains. You would get literally lost in there. You know what I mean? So he just leads the pack, and you just hop in. They make everybody wear a helmet. That's the one thing. But hey, it was fucking freezing. So I invited the helmet.
Look at this one. Hold on.
That's Tito, bro. That's Tito.
That's a great.
That's me and Tito.
That's a great photo, dude.
Look at you.
That horse was excited to see you. Look at that.
I was rubbing him nicely.
So,
That's Joe right there when he's
You
talking
rode
about
the
his
horse.
7
Yeah, that's
inches.
Tito. Yeah, I brought him out on the trails. I did it. That was my horse for like 3 days. So because they size you up and they're like, this guy can handle you. You know what I mean? And that was my guy, Tito.
nice.
He was good. He was a little aggressive. Like He didn't want to stay in line and shit. He had his own mind, you know, like he wasn't keeping pace. He was fast. Like he didn't want to keep pace with everybody. He wanted to just take off. So, but he was cool. He was cool. I was like, you know, slow down, brother. Chill.
You just pull back, right? Slow down.
Yeah. But and then he was like, get the fuck.
He looked like he enjoyed you on his back.
Nah, he was a good horse.
Did you like? So when you got off, were you like walking like John Wayne and stuff?
Yo, actually, when I did get off like the second day, bro, my fucking left foot got stuck in the stirrup, and you know, I don't want to say I blew out my knee, but something happened to my knee. You know, I'm like, what the fuck? You know, I'm getting too old for this shit. But it was all right. We had a great time. I walked it off.
That's cool. And the kids,
man.
the kids had fun. They loved it?
Oh my god. Yeah.
Nice.
Like I said, I think I said last week, my grandson and my nephew, bro, they had a fucking blast. They were like, this is the best place ever. You know?
That's cool.
Was there a lot of kids there?
No, honestly, the week that we went, it was kind of quiet. There was a couple other families there, and you know, you see other people's children running around, you know, and you're like, at what point do you know? So there was a little kid, maybe like 3 years old, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bro, it's fucking freezing out. You see it's snow. It's fucking freezing. It's the mountains.
Yeah.
He's running around without a jacket and gloves. And his fucking face and everything's fucking bright red and stuff. You know, like, I'm like, where are the parents? What's going on here? You know?
Were they around?
Dude, they were around, but they didn't give a fuck, you know? So I'm like, at what point, you know, me and my kids were discussing this. At what point did someone like, yo, fucking keep an eye on your kid. Put a fucking jacket on. You know what I mean? Do you ever step up and say something like that?
No.
Do you intervene?
No. I'm trying to think of a situation like that. I don't know.
Literally.
I mean, unless you're very.
I tell you what, it was so bad that one of the workers grabbed the kid and fucking gave him hand warmers and made him go inside the ski lodge. Like, no, you can't be out here. Like, where's your jacket? Right? But the mother's fucking walking around like, you know, no big deal.
Are the parents bundled up?
Yeah, the bitch got her jacket on, no problem. Yeah. The father wasn't around. It was a mother and a grandmother with all the kids. But whatever. You know.
I can see the worker stepping in because if anything happened on those premises. Yeah. So when you said the worker kind of stepped in, I could see that, but I don't think I could.
You would never take it upon yourself to step in and say something.
It's that's a slippery slope, man. You know what I mean? It's tough. All right, look, ready? What if somebody says something to you?
If I was in the wrong, I think I might appreciate it. You know what I mean? Honestly, I mean, I you know,
listen.
I could have attitude. I don't know.
I mean, but I mean, I've known you a long time, and very rarely do you think you're in the wrong. You know what I mean? So
I'm right like 88% of the time, bro.
I'm just saying. I mean, 60% of the time. 60% of the time, you're right every time, right?
So Scotty would have been proud of me one time at a grocery store. I hip checked a kid that kept running around right into the fucking Frito-Lays. I was just getting annoyed because he was screaming the whole time, just running around. It was like the third time that he had passed me in that same aisle. And I was like, I'm just going to pretend like I didn't see him. And I did just that. His parents weren't on the aisle, so they didn't see it. So I just gave him a little hip check and little fucker went flying.
See, nice. Gabe, it doesn't count for Gabe because Gabe doesn't have kids. You know what I mean? So, right? Him doing that, it's like, you know, he's like Batman. You know what I mean? He's just like a vigilante, right? He's just taking kids out and shit.
Yeah.
Well, see, the other thing is,
I don't think
the other thing is the Mexican culture is the famous saying is that's what you get. If something happens to you, you're running around, you fall down, you get hip checked. That's what you get.
That's what you get.
It's your fault. Yeah.
So if the kid's running around without a jacket and gloves, he gets frostbite. That's what you get. Maybe it's a learning lesson.
Yeah, I mean, and you said 3 years old?
Like 3, yeah, bro.
Yeah, that's
he's little, bro. I don't know. The workers said they saw him on the ice skating rink. Fucking, you know, I don't know. I don't even want to, you know, get into it, but it seemed like the mother didn't give a fuck, and I was like, you know, at what point do you ever step in? You know, and another situation. One of my buddies had a Super Bowl party at his house. How dare you? Right? He has a little daughter, and he sees that his wife's cousin's kid is like bullying his daughter, right? So he
a boy bullying a girl?
Yeah.
Okay.
and he says something to the kid.
Oh my God, Mike, I thought you said boning. I was like, what?
Oh no! This is a family show, Scott.
No!
We always say grab him by the pussies every once in a while.
Scotty, we don't live in Canada, Scotty.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
So yeah, he has this daughter. She's getting bullied by the wife's cousin's kid. He says something to the kid. The kid keeps going. So he goes to the cousin. He's like, "Hey, listen, can you tell your kid to slow down? Back up." The parent doesn't do anything. It goes to the point to where the kid shoves his daughter. She hits her head, big bruise on the side of her face. He says he freaked out and kicked everybody out during the middle of the Super Bowl. Is he right? Is he wrong?
I'm not doing that. I'm not going to that extreme. I'm not kicking everybody out, but I'm pulling you aside and I'm like, yo, talk to your fucking kid before I do something. that I will do.
Have you ever? Have you been in situations?
There's been a few situations. I'll be honest, there's been a few situations where my kid has been, kind of dicky. You know what I mean? Where I'm just like, and I'll pull him aside. I'm like, yeah.
I mean, that's what the responsible parents should do. Grab your kid and tell him,
if your kid's being dicky, of course.
Where I'm like, no.
I'm not intervening with anybody else's parenting.
No. If it's my kid, if you're sitting there, if my kid is, quote unquote, the victim of this, if your kid, is bullying my kid, I'm going to pull you aside. Like, yeah, dude, do me a favor, please. Can you just talk to your kid or just, keep an eye on this? You know what I mean? You see what's going on over there? Can you talk to your kid?
It is a sticky situation though, right?
100% Like if your kid's involved,
I mean,
I'm just saying like
friends.
what Mike originally said. If I see a fucking stranger's kid running around without a shirt, I don't give a fuck, dude. Like that's your kid.
Exactly. A stranger, I'm not going to say anything. You know what I mean? But like, I don't want to hate your kid. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? We're friends. So I don't want to hate your kid. That's all.
What's the slap?
I don't know.
The slap was a TV show about a parent of a parent of a child slapping another kid that belonged to another parent.
Oh, fuck that.
Oh wow. So,
yeah, you're not touching my kid. You know what I mean? I'll tell you. You know what I'm saying? No way. No. Is that what happened? That was, what I'm saying? Like it'd be like a situation where like Joe came and slapped my kid because he was messing with his kid. No way. That's not. Yeah.
You have to kill somebody.
You're not touching my kid. No.
Do you remember in Mad Men there was an episode where the Drapers had a party, and there was the Bobby, I think was Don Draper's kid, was running around, and I think he knocked something over, and another parent that was there took Bobby and slapped him. He said, "Don't you run around the house? This is what happens when you run around the house." And then Don just looked at him like, "Hey, he's right." And just fucking told the kid, "Get out of here."
But if I remember, because I did watch Mad Men, and it was a great show. But wasn't that the boyfriend of his ex-wife that might have did that?
No, it was a parent of a kid that was there for the party.
Yeah, no, dude, I'm telling you now, I don't give a fuck.
That was the 60s.
Yeah, whatever. You put hands on my kid, I don't get.
What if it's Scotty, like a relative? Is Scotty's allowed to handle him?
I think Scotty knows. All right, Scotty. I would never put a hand on my nephew. You know what I mean?
No way.
Never.
No
way. You know what I mean?
I fuck my nephew up. I slap the shit out of him.
I'm teasing. I'm like, there's no way. Because
No, are you kidding me? You're gonna have family battles over stupid shit like that. You gotta mind your business sometimes. I think
And
but when it affects your own child,
that's different.
You have to step up and protect your own child. Yes, 100%.
Dude. No, but I'm telling you right now, he could walk over to your kid and punch him right in the fucking face. I don't get you touch my. You know what I'm saying he's 1,000% wrong.
Yeah.
No, you're not touching my fucking kid. You know what I mean? That's it. It's not happening. No way. All right, let's move on. This is fucking yeah. Come on, Gabe, bringing shit up like that.
I could talk about this all day just because I'm that guy that's like, fuck them kids.
Yeah, because Gabe's like, I'm never going to be in this situation, right? Whatever. Listen, let's talk about a happy thing, okay? This is the week of Valentine's Day, right?
That's happy.
Oh, I mean, well,
It's cost you a fortune.
Yes. We're getting sued again.
There goes our monetary value on this episode.
Anyway, all right. This week is Valentine's Day. Whether we like it or not, we all celebrate Valentine's Day some way, right? Some form. Okay. You guys have any traditions at all? I'm going to start with Scotty on this one. All right.
Oh, don't start with me on this one.
Scotty, you have any Valentine's Day traditions?
No. I'm gonna get beers and BS might get hate mail from me on this one. I'm so bad when it comes to this. I really am. I'm so lucky that I have the wife that I do, because she understands that it's tough for me. I don't know. It's kind of like this. I don't know. I have a tough time with all of the holidays. You know, like Joe. I know you're the holiday thumbs down guy
hater.
Too, but
The holiday hater.
Yeah. Let me tell you right now, don't even get Joe started on fucking Valentine's Day cards. Okay?
Yeah, no. Don't.
Really?
Nah.
Well, do you remember Christmas cards?
I mean,
You have to get a heart with chocolate, right? And bare minimum.
listen,
And a card. No,
me and my wife have a kind of an agreement.
nothing.
We don't really. We'll go out to dinner the weekend after Valentine's. The flowers, I'll probably get my wife flowers, but a card and all
No,
that.
I always get her a chocolate heart. You know, heart with chocolates in it. That's heart with chocolates.
You better get two.
No, dude, I buy like 7 of them.
I'm saying you better get two. Yeah. All right.
I buy like 7. All the women in my life, I really do. I'll give them my aunts, my mother, my daughter, everybody. So
All right. Wait, hold on. So
it cost me a fortune.
So you get something for your mom?
Oh yeah,
Oh, do you really?
yeah.
I got
She got nobody else to give it anything.
I got some.
I'm her Valentine.
I got some work to do.
My parents' anniversary on Valentine's.
Is it?
Oh really? Wow, that's wild.
Bad, huh? How dare they? How dare they? Right? Anyway, no traditions then?
No, at this age, I don't find romance in Valentine's Day. You know what I mean?
Same.
Yeah,
but
it's a manufactured holiday.
Yeah, but
100%.
you do have to acknowledge it. Otherwise,
Oh no, you have to acknowledge it.
It's more of a big deal for my kids are still little, so we get them little Valentine's treats.
Yeah.
It's more of a thing for them at this point.
It's okay, right? Then because it was getting to a point when my kids were young, right? That you had their birthdays, and then you have Christmas, and then you have Valentine's Day, and then you have Easter. And it's like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where it's just like, if I remember the big Hershey kiss.
Yes.
Yeah, if I got that,
No.
you know what I mean? Like that was like a big deal. But now it's just like it doesn't end.
Easter specifically is turning into like a fucking a mini Christmas.
Yeah.
My wife's like, "What about a new playground for the backyard for Easter?" I'm like,
Ooh.
"No, it's fucking Easter." I got a basket of chocolate from Genevieve's.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
With the cellophane wrapped around.
Way back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's too commercialized.
So no, as far as a tradition for me, usually,
On Valentine's Day?
yeah, on Valentine's Day, usually we get sushi. We get takeout sushi. We all sit down together as a family and eat. Right?
From that nice restaurant, that fancy one.
No, not that one. We go. I mean, to another one. It's very good though. We go to Sumo.
It's a
and
dollar
East
scoop.
What's that, Gabe?
I said it's a dollar scoop place.
I don't know what that means.
Dollar Scoop.
Never heard of the dollar scoop place?
Neither have I.
No.
Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, so let me fill you in really quick. There's places all over in the West where it's a Chinese buffet type place, and for $1, you get a scoop of whatever's in the buffet thing.
Oh, really?
No.
Dollar Scoop.
How big's this scoop?
It's a big scoop. So like for like
hey, sign me up.
for like $5 so for like $5 you can really get your fill on, but you're probably eating cat.
Oh Lord.
Cat tastes good. When the Chinese do it, it tastes good. For the Super Bowl, I ordered 2 pizzas from Cafe Gia, and then I went right next door and ordered 2 large orders of spare ribs from the fucking
I thought you were going to say it right next door to the pet store.
Chinese restaurant. I love Chinese food, man.
So do I.
Yeah, so we'll do that. But this year, my son's working, and my daughter, she's going to be out, celebrating, with her boyfriend.
Cool.
So I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then you can actually add a
It's
little
that music,
romance.
Joe.
No children around.
Exactly.
You can play the music, then the lights, pour a glass of wine.
That's it. I told her, start stretching.
Oh boy. Hydrate now. Hydrate now.
Start stretching. Where's that music? Where's that music, Joe?
Drink like 4 Gatorades.
Let's eat the sushi, baby, and get the fuck out of here.
Hydrate.
Adrian's going to be dripping in baby oil.
Heat up the baby
Sugar.
oil. Is that what you said?
It said he's gonna
Microwave
be
the
wearing-
baby oil?
Yeah.
No, he's going to be dripping in baby oil.
That's like, I don't want it in my mind. Oiled up baby
Mike's
gorilla
calling-
over here.
I just hope he's not as hairy as Joe.
What's that?
I just hope he's not as hairy as Joe with baby oil.
No.
So,
Oh God, that would not.
Not too many people are.
By the way, I am not as hairy as that fucking guy that you said. That guy was fucking hairy as hell.
Oh, that Gabe sent?
Yeah,
I'm not-
that poor bastard. Jesus.
All right.
You
Well,
combed
happy
it.
Valentine's Day to all the ladies out there.
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Hope all your dreams come true.
Speaking of, okay, so now I get, we're talking about flowers and stuff because this made me think about it, Costco, because I've gotten flowers at Costco. It's not they got good flowers, okay? They really do. They have good, Scotty? All right, Scotty shaking his head. You got me?
No, they got, yeah, I'm with you there.
Okay. So, all right, the other day I'm walking into Costco. It's a weird story. I'll make it quick. I just wanted to know, I wanted your take on this. So I'm walking into Costco. As I'm walking in, I'm finishing a bottle of water. Okay. In my head, I'm going to throw it out as I walk in. So as I'm walking in, there's a guy, he's sitting there, he's cashing in recyclables, cashing in cans and shit, right?
Mm.
He's got a bag and a shopping cart. So I walk by and I'm like, hey, buddy, here, I go, here's another one. Because I'm like, the garbage can, like, it's right there in front of him. So if I would have went there and I just would have threw it in the garbage can,
That's a nickel. Yeah,
I would have felt dicky. You know what I mean? I would be like,
Yep.
this guy's cashing in fucking cans. Let me throw him another nickel.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, hey, buddy, here's another one. And I put it, like I said, the bag was in his cart and I put the empty bottle in the bag in his cart. And he's like, hey man, thanks a lot. Really? Thanks. I appreciate that. And I just kind of kept walking because it took so much willpower to keep walking because I wanted to stop and turn around and see if this guy was being, sarcastic. Like, are you being, like, you gonna be a fucking jerk right now? You know what I mean? Because and then I'm like, so I just kept walking and I ignored it. And I went in and that was it.
Hmm.
I just want to know what your guys' take was. Was I being a jerk by doing that?
No, I
way.
think you were being
No way.
courtious.
Right?
So instead of him having to reach in the
you're
garbage,
recycling.
Yes.
You're being green.
At the same time, I'm trying to recycle, but like, I didn't want to come off as being like I'm saying like a jerk about it. I was trying to be nice about it.
Nah, no way.
But I'm like, in my head, if I would have thrown this out in front of him,
you would have looked like a dick.
yeah, right?
Right. Throwing away money in front of the guy, right?
So I didn't know how to take him. I didn't know if he was being,
Fuck that guy.
No, maybe he was really appreciative. Maybe he really did it.
yeah.
He didn't have to stick his hand in the garbage and grab it out when you look.
So you think
know what I mean?
his response was a little sarcastic?
It sounded a little over the top. You know what I mean? It was almost like I stuck a 20 in his fucking pocket. You know what I mean? The way he kind of like he was, his how gracious he was.
Yeah.
You know what they say? You're damned if you do, and you're damned if you
I
don't.
know, but dude, that's why I just kept walking because I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, all right, I'm going to stop. I'm going to turn around and I'm going to go back in there. I'm going to fucking put my hand in his bag and I'm going to take that bottle and I'm going to throw it out.
And then say,
Fuck you!
I may not say it out loud, but I'd be thinking it in my head for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Scotty, what do you think?
Well, so I'm thinking two things here. I'm like, was the guy the kind of person that was a little bit down on things and was needing that, or was it a guy like you or I that just was recycling and was gonna?
And you're like, hey, you just added one to my
Look,
fucking thing now.
Yeah, I don't want to
I don't want to
prejudge. You know what I mean? I mean, he didn't look like he was,
hurting.
Yeah, look like a normal person. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But I just thought I was trying to do the
honestly,
right thing.
someone did that to me. I'm like, thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
yeah, exactly. Thanks.
But
I'm with Mike on that one.
he laid it on a little thick, and I was just like,
Maybe he just had a touch of the tism.
what's that?
Kind of like Mike earlier before we started recording.
Yeah. Just has that special. It was a special day.
Oh yeah. Mike's definitely having a fucking day.
Fuck you.
All right. I just wanted to know that was my story. That was it. Okay. So you think I was right?
I think you were right. I think you made a nice gesture.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Good. Because that was my intention.
No,
it wasn't to try to piss him off. It was just like, hey, here's nothing.
That's in no fashion is that insulting or anything like that. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
I mean, if there's a fucking rich dude and he's cashing in bottles and instead of throwing it in the garbage, you give it to him, you're just adding to, there's nothing wrong with that at all.
Okay.
At all.
I guess my last question for you, Adrian, were you about to throw it in the garbage or in a recycling can?
No, it's a recycling can.
Okay.
It was a recycling can, but it's next to the machines that you recycle bottles in and cans in to cash out. Yeah. Yep. So if he wasn't bottle? There, it was going in the recycle can. But I'm like, fuck, let me
add to his collection.
Yeah, that's exactly 100%. That's what I was like. Let me add to his collection.
That's it.
Was this a glass bottle?
No, it's a fucking Poland Spring bottle, plastic bottle.
You can recycle those?
Yeah. New York, 5 cents. Yeah.
Wow, yep. I didn't know that.
You can in Tennessee?
Not in all the states.
You can't in all the states. It says it on. I think it's like New York, Connecticut.
There's a couple.
Maybe Maine.
There's like 5 of them.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Wait, Adrian, only 5 that you can?
Yeah.
Adrian, when we go down south to visit, right? Everything is going in the garbage down there.
Fucking A.
Yeah, I just didn't know if that's just how they live. You know what I mean? I don't question that. I'm staying in your house. I don't question it. You know what I mean? I'm the trash man.
When I go camping, I burn everything anyways.
Plastic too?
That's different. I agree.
Then you shoot it?
Yeah. Dude, if I'm at your house and we're sitting around a fire, I mean, Scotty, right? How many times you been?
I throw shit in the fire all night.
Scotty's our fire starter at my house. Okay, Scotty gets that shit going.
Yeah,
and there's like plenty of times we're sitting there. I'm just throwing things in there.
Are you telling me he's your Uncle Gus? Uncle Gus, stop that fire!
That's a fire. That's a fire. Yeah. Funny.
Little Charlie got no eyebrows now, but
that's funny. Anything. All right. Anyway, moving on. Mike, do you have anything else? Because we're starting to wind down.
I wanted to bring up. So after we went to the Dude Ranch, me and my wife went to the casino for a couple of days. We check in. Me being the TV addict that I am, I grabbed the clicker, right? And I've noticed this ever since COVID that the clickers are in a clear cellophane pouch these days.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, Gabe?
Yeah, it drives me fucking nuts.
See, I don't know this. I don't know this.
But I haven't seen this yet either.
Is it a clicker condom?
It's a clicker condom, yeah.
Yes.
Why though? Just germs?
So in my eyes, it's telling me that like it was sanitized and they put it in there, So my question is, Gabe, do you take it out of the pouch and use it?
No, because here's my theory. You can rent porn on those things, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So if they're clicking and they're looking at different porn, they might have some sticky stuff that's making those buttons.
Oh God! Yeah, what hotel are you staying at?
Mount Airy Casino. Yeah. No, it's nice.
I have never seen that yet, honestly.
Yeah.
And if I did,
most hotels that you go in.
I said motel.
Hotel. Most hotels you stay in, when you go and check in, the clicker is in a cellophane pouch. And that's my thing. Like,
how many hotels have you and I stayed in?
Yeah, you don't
never, not once have I seen that.
You don't turn the TV on.
So listen, is it one of the things like the room got serviced, the maid cleaned the room,
yes,
and then they put the remote in this pouch just so you know it was cleaned. Now you should take it out. And
right. So like back in the day, like I don't know if you guys remember, like when you checked into a hotel, there used to be like a paper on the toilet seat that said the seat has been sanitized. Yes. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like the same thing, but because you're using the remote, I'm sitting there watching TV and I go to change channels, like with the fucking crinkles. You know what I mean?
Wait, can it come out though? Like, was it possible to come out?
It's like almost like an envelope. It has like a sticky thing.
You gotta take it.
So you think they change this every time?
But you can take it out, right? No problem. But to Gabe's, thing, like, is it sanitized? Should we be taking it out, or should we just leave it in there because you don't know where people's hands have been?
Do it.
I don't know.
Listen, when I go to hotels, I rip the comforter right off the top because if people are having sex, it's right on top of that comforter.
No, just because of that, I had
probably
sex
right, Gabe.
underneath the sheets.
Most people ain't getting into bed. They're fucking right as soon as they land on the
isn't a soap
comforter.
opera. They only do that in soap operas.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. In soap operas, they all tucked up.
Isn't
in
the whole
closets.
idea of a hotel fucking weird though? Like you're sleeping in a room that hundreds of other people slept in.
And you don't know who
No.
the person right before you was in that fucking bed with their head on the pillow.
Yeah.
And shit, like,
You're showering in the same shower.
Yeah,
7,000 other people did.
the guy before you peed in the shower and you're right there. Yeah, no problem. Yeah.
I was in this really bad flea bag motel in Kentucky. And if you don't know where Kentucky is, it's where Kentucky and Tennessee border meet, and it's a fucking shithole. So anyways, I go into the bathroom, and there's needle marks all over the rim of the bathtub and cigarette burn marks all over the rim of the bathtub.
Oh my God.
And I was like, I guarantee you the last person that had this hotel room, or excuse me, motel room, I guarantee they were shooting up or doing some sort of drug.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know that place is not sanitized properly.
No.
But Mike, it goes back to the question though, like just because it was in that bag, was it cleaned or did they just drop it in that bag? It's like
Right.
the commercials I see on TV nowadays. It's like, oh, our nuggets are made with real chicken. What were they made with before then? You know, like,
Yeah.
No, you're right.
Great point, Scotty.
Yeah,
Great point.
absolutely right. So I guess we should keep it in the wrapper, in the condom, right? The remote
I
condom.
mean,
Yes, absolutely.
I think
It's annoying though. It is annoying.
next time you book that hotel, you should look at the reviews.
Yeah. No, it's nice. It's nice. It's pretty.
All right.
And don't pee in the pool either.
Nah, pee in the shower.
So
as for the porn, Gabe, they just use their phone now.
Yeah.
Scotty talking from experience.
Mike,
I am not paying
Mike got
1995.
viruses on his phone.
Scotty and Gabe, the two Android users, right?
Scott,
Mike
you're
was telling me
Android
that his
too,
phone
bro?
Mike was saying that his phone had got viruses, and I told him it's because of the porn that he was looking at.
Yeah, no. That's exactly what happens, you know?
All right. So speaking of, right? So you're sitting there, you're flipping channels, you love TV. Have you watched anything good lately?
I did. I watched, so this is actually, I watched The Beekeeper, okay? Jason Statham, The
Oh, I
Beekeeper.
wanna see that.
Wait. What's his name?
Jason Statham. What's his name?
Statham.
Oh, sorry.
No.
Statham.
What is it?
Jason, motherfucker.
Statham.
Anyway, The Beekeeper.
Was he drinking a Cabernet?
I watched The Breakfast Club.
Jokes all day, huh?
Oh man. Breakfast. That breakfast.
How do you pronounce his name?
Statham.
That's what I said, right?
No, that's not what he said.
What did I say?
Statham.
You know what he said.
No, say it.
You know what he said.
You said Statham.
That's what he said. This is like Arnold Schwarzenegger State Farm commercial. Neighbor. I said neighbor, motherfucker. Neighbor. The fuck do you want from me, man?
Oh, man.
Jason
was a good
Statham. Okay?
Anyway, that movie does look pretty good though, right? He
Dude, the premise of the movie
people
is
that
fucked
prey
up.
on he prey on old people or some shit, right?
Yeah. So Felicia Rashad was actually the old lady, and I was like, oh my god, you know, I didn't recognize her at first, and I'm like, I think that's fucking Mom from Cosby, and it was. So yeah, it's fucked up.
I want to congratulate you on saying Cosby correctly.
Cosby. That's one dude that got problems, huh? That's a whole nother episode right there. Cosby on
that guy.
Epstein Island.
At least he can enunciate.
Yeah.
Dude, when are we doing this fucking Jeopardy so I can shut these guys down, bro? When are we doing this shit? Keep fucking making fun of me. I'm going to fucking ace these guys. You see.
You probably will.
I will.
I'm terrible at those games.
Good.
So she gets a pop-up warning on her computer. She opens the computer, gets a pop-up warning, right? tells her, "Oh, your virus control thing is expired. Call this number, bro." As soon as she calls, it's a scam, bro. It's a fucking scam.
That's a real fight,
dude.
My mom calls me once a week.
Within
She's
10
like, "Is this
minutes,
real?"
they fucking deleted all her money in her accounts. And
Oh no!
And she was in charge of like a charity bank account. It had like $2.5 million. She got so embarrassed that she lost the money, got conned. She killed herself.
Oh,
Yes. So
Jeez.
then, and he was the guy that was staying with her and stuff. So it goes on from there.
So I don't have to watch that show now.
It was pretty good.
The end.
Yeah.
So no, but I heard it. I like honestly. I'm trying to think who. There was like a talk show. Somebody like brought it up, and they said it was like really good. And he just goes like the way he gets after these guys. It's pretty creative.
Yeah,
he doesn't hide. Let's put it that way. Comes right at him.
All right, cool.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Joe, you watch anything good lately?
Yeah, I'm all in on. I keep saying Gorgonzola, but it's not. It's fucking.
No, it's fine to say that.
Griselda.
Right.
Griselda.
Yeah. Griselda.
Good, right?
I'm all in.
I accept you for saying Gorgonzola.
Yo,
It's fine.
so
all right.
Now I brought this up a couple weeks ago, right? And remember we had like, we went back and forth because how you don't like Sofia Vergara.
You know what?
He likes it now.
You're right. No, not that. She doesn't look anything. She's not as annoying as she normally is.
She doesn't look like how she looks.
Great show. I love
Great
it.
show.
And I'm watching Louder Milk or Loud Milk.
Yes.
No, Louder Milk.
Louder Milk.
I'm into that.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that.
It's
I saw the coming attractions, but I haven't seen it.
Dry humor, quick 30-minute episodes.
Yeah.
It's good. I like it. Check it out.
Good.
Especially for addicts, right?
Yes.
Yeah, no, it really is.
Scotty, you watch anything good? You're taking my thing, bro. Go ahead, Scotty.
No, I'm late to the party on this show, but we finally watched it. My wife and I, Ted Lasso.
Oh my God, great show!
Love it, bro.
Yeah.
My, that show was.
You've never seen Ted Lasso?
I hadn't seen it.
I want more. I'm ready for more.
I know.
You ain't kidding.
I was Googling.
I know.
I was Googling like trying to find out, are they coming out with another season? So again, I'm late to the game, but oh man.
Are you finished with it?
Oh yeah, all done. Yep.
Good.
Yeah.
It's good.
Hey, and welcome to 2022. Kate, what about you, bud?
My son watched it too, so he loved it too.
Good.
So I just started watching something on HBO Max. It's Jason Momoa. It's called On the Roam, and it's just him about his love for old motorcycles, vintage guitars.
Oh, really?
Just the appreciation of relics and things that are just classic. Really, it's pretty interesting. It's really well done.
I thought you were going to say his love for T-Mobile.
Anybody see Aquaman 2?
No.
I saw it. I like it.
It's good.
Yeah.
Gabe, what's the name of that show?
The first one?
On the Roam.
I gotta check that out.
It takes it's part of the first one. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It just keeps rolling. It's nice. Yeah.
For me, I've watched.
Sorry, Adrian.
And that's okay. I'm used to it. I'm not even embarrassed to say it. All right. Well, Joe played the music. Curb Your Enthusiasm back. If you guys haven't watched Curb Your Enthusiasm, have you watched that?
Yeah. But what do you mean it's back? It's this year? It started again?
Yeah. It started. Yeah. It's 2 episodes so far. It is one of the best shows on TV. I mean, he's phenomenal.
No.
This is the last and final season.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
They said that 10 years ago.
No, this is really it.
They said it 10 years ago.
Well, there's a whole backstory. He tried to get out of making this season.
Really?
He contractually owed HBO one more season. Tried to get out of it, like legally, and he lost. So he had to give it to them.
Really?
That's why there was such a big. I mean, when was the last season? 4 years?
Couple years ago.
3 years ago.
Maybe like 2.
Okay. No.
I think so.
Challenge.
Everybody's back. Same cast.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
No. So good. He's so funny.
No,
He is.
And the other thing I've been watching, and like I said, it's kind of, it's reality TV, and it's The Family Stallone.
Oh yeah, good one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right. It's great. I mean, it's Sylvester Stallone, his wife, his 3 daughters.
Yep.
They're all like, very, they're all successful.
They're real people.
Yeah. It's cool. It's good. I recommend.
Did you see the episode when his daughter fucks with him and tells him she's pregnant.
Yeah, dude. That is so messed up.
Yeah.
Thank goodness they didn't let it go too far.
I know.
You know what I mean? They kind of cut it short because
ripped that place apart.
Yeah.
He was losing his mind.
Yeah.
He wasn't happy.
And that's I'll tell you, out of all of them, that's my favorite. His middle one, that's my favorite.
Let's give a shout out to Apollo Creed.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Carl Weathers.
Carl Weathers. And an amazing thing that during the football, he was doing the Gronk kick commercials. Have you noticed this?
No,
I
didn't.
Yeah.
What's the Gronk kick for Destiny?
Yeah, he missed it again.
He was his coach.
Oh, really?
Oh,
yeah, and you didn't watch during the Super Bowl. They said a goodbye to Carl Weathers and stuff.
No.
At the very end, yeah, it was pretty cool. They acknowledged it was his last work that he ever did. You know,
yeah. Oh wow,
and they acknowledged him. And God bless you, R.I.P. Carl Weathers, man.
I saw that, Mike.
Action Jackson, bro.
Yeah.
I fucking saw the movie Action Jackson. I ran out and started running on top of cars in the movie theater parking lot. I was that kid.
Very cool. All right, just for time, we're gonna skip best thing you ate this week. Are you guys all right with that?
Yeah.
All right, just because we're running out of time here. And,
I got to tell you one thing there, Adrian. One thing. It's not
what's
food.
that?
It's not food related. I went to a restaurant where it was a restaurant, so I'm not even going to talk about the food. But you give your credit card, they give you a little, almost like a game card, and they have a wall of beer just on tap. And you put the card into any tap you want, and you just pay by it's like at a gas station.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
They have that at Chicago O'Hare Airport also.
This is by you, Scotty?
It was one of the cities we played in one of my son's hockey games, and we stopped to eat, and there was this wall of beer, and it was and it said how many ounce, the price by the ounce. So it was like gasoline. So when you're tapping it, there's a little digital thing
oh shit, that's cool.
So I thought that was super cool.
The first bar of one of those opened up in Denver, actually, when I was living out there. And at the time, I wasn't drinking, so I never went. But when I tried it in Chicago O'Hare, it was pretty cool.
How many different varieties do you think were on that wall, Scotty?
The place we were in probably had, I'd say 10. Like they had, Trulies and they had ciders and they had Guinness and they had ales and they had IPAs.
Cool. All self-serve.
Yeah. Yep.
All self-serve with a little digital readout. Yeah. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Very cool.
Just put my mouth under the tap.
It's like a frozen yogurt place where you fucking help yourself.
But still, these
that's your
creative ideas, very cool.
You get crazy.
You ever go to Sweet Frog? No.
Which one's Sweet Frog?
Oh, man. Go.
That's frozen yogurt?
Yeah.
Where's that?
I'll tell you later.
All right.
I just, like I said, and Scotty, thank you for sharing that. I don't mean to skip. That's how we wind down. Best thing we ate this week, but these, we've been getting a little long, right? Yeah. Some of the pods have been going a long time. So as we wind things down, we get into our Brew Crew email.
Why don't we skip that too then?
Mike, would you like to tell everybody what the best thing you ate this week was?
No.
You sure?
No. We're moving on.
Are you sure?
It seems like
we have a show sheet, we have fucking standards, and you just fucking blow by it. But it's all right. No. Listen, we start at 8, we start at 7:30, whatever you want, bro. Whatever you say. It's all right. It's all right.
What did your mom make you for your birthday?
Yeah. Hey, email us at The Brew Crew.
What was your best? Tell us the best thing you ate this week.
No.
And then we'll move on.
No.
Whopper, junior, double, triple, Whopper, impossible,
Bacon King.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, I'm dead.
Man, Joey's been holding on to that all night. All night he's been holding on to that one. Right?
We're getting copyrighted.
When you said we were skipping the fucking best thing, I was like, oh, man.
Oh, you see it, dude?
Yeah, no, Adrian,
I got it. Only for that, though.
What would you say?
What'd you say? It's your rules. Go ahead.
That's not my problem. I'm trying to keep things moving along.
We got to be confined to a 135.
No, but
all right. Thanks for showing up, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Some feedback we've gotten is that it's been a little long, right? We've been running a little long.
Who's feedback? All 6 people? Get the fuck out of here.
All right. Well,
He's like, my daughter said it went real long.
Oh man.
we just got through a whole segment talking about other people's kids. You want to go there? You want to
Don't
go
go
there?
there. Don't go there.
Yeah.
All right, we're in the mailbag.
So the best thing I ate this week was, all right, I went to a place called.
I thought we were going to skip this.
Nah, I'm not fucking skipping anything.
Oh, bro. Here we go. Now we're going to get to 150.
Because if you sit there and say that I'm running things, then we're going to talk about the best thing I ate this week. All right, the best thing I ate this week
I'm very hungry.
was very simple. Chicken penne alla vodka.
Ooh, nice.
When was the last time you guys had that? I know you love penne alla vodka.
Yeah, but not with the chicken in it. No.
Exactly.
Oh, it's nice.
Exactly. Very good, right?
Yeah.
Is that
Homemade
breaded
or-
or she like?
No, grilled.
Okay.
Like grilled chicken.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. And it was a place called Spiro's
Oh, I know that place.
in Rocky Point.
Wonderful place.
Right? Isn't it a great place? I haven't been there in a long time. It's in Rocky Point on 25A. Rocky Point, Spiro's. They do a reverse happy hour. Okay. On the weekends, they go from like 9 to like 11, and it's like happy hour prices.
It's a great idea.
That's a night?
Yeah.
9 to 11?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
9 to 11
Great
night.
idea.
Great idea. So my wife and I, we went there and we had dinner, and I'm telling you, she'll tell you, I never order pasta out. I just don't. I don't know. Whatever it is. Is that Taco Bell?
Yeah.
Never order pasta out. And I ordered penne chicken alla vodka, and it was phenomenal. And that's the best thing I ate this week.
Nice.
Awesome.
Joseph, what's the best thing you ate this week?
Actually, it happened today, and it was just a beautifully home cooked breakfast by my wife.
You made sure to say that.
Woke up in a snowstorm. Everyone slept a little late today because of the delay or the snow day, and just homemade waffles, bacon, fresh fruit. You know, it was just nice. It's not the first time I had it, but
Yeah, no.
it was just nice timing.
It's
Mike, what's the best thing you ate this week? Oh, okay, good. Scotty, what's the best thing you ate this week? I'm kidding, Mike. What's the best thing you ate this week?
No, I'm not commenting.
Tell us, Scotty, what do you got?
No. I was on the road with a lot of little hockey, so it was a lot of hotel breakfasts and a lot of pizza places, and so it was the beer that stuck out for me. The wall of beer stuck out for me.
How do you like those hotel breakfasts?
Love them.
Okay, what's the best?
Breakfast.
I had. It's weird for me to say this because I'm an atheist, but the Lord's Chicken. I had Chick-fil-A today, and it was
You're an
really
atheist?
goddamn good.
Okay.
I don't believe that. You
Mike.
seem like a person that's blessed your whole life. What are you talking about?
Mike, what's the best thing you ate this week?
I actually had a delicious New York strip steak at the Dude Ranch the last night that we were there.
You know, you were saying that last week. You said that they that's all included, the food?
Dude, all included. And,
So
and
you
as
can
much
get
as you
stuff like
want.
that?
You order that if you want another whole steak.
But that's what I'm saying. They're giving you stuff like that. They're offering you New York strip steaks. Things
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
That's,
No,
that's nice.
One night, I had chicken breast stuffed with stuffing. It was fucking delicious. I had roast beef, fucking mashed potatoes on another, So, no, they feed the fuck out of you. Actually, they feed. When I went to pay, the woman, how was everything? I'm like, I got a complaint. You people feed us way too much. Like you have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But lunch and dinner, they're serving you dessert. Who the fuck eats dessert after lunch? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ice cream, pudding, pie, And so you're there, you're doing it. Next thing you know, you go put your jeans on, and it's like, But the New York strip steak was delicious.
Nice.
That's
Good.
what I had.
Good. All right. That's the best thing we ate this week.
Oh, see that?
So now,
It took a whole 4 minutes.
yeah, let's
Put us over the edge.
okay. Noted.
All right, here we go.
And now we got the Brew Crew email. Brew Crew email. Brew Crew email. All right. Our first one is from Connor from Islip.
Welcome.
Connor from Islip.
You've got mail.
Now that the football season's over, do you think the NFL is rigged?
No.
Okay.
No.
I don't think so, but he has,
All right.
right? This is what he has, though. There was questionable calls, which I agree, there was questionable calls, and as far as first downs,
Yep.
especially against Kansas City. And then he brought up the over-under,
Yep.
which, I know we talked about and stuff. The over-under was 47.5.
Mhm.
What did the
All
game
right.
end at?
So listen,
47.
47.
I'm an avid football fan.
Yep.
I love the sport. Okay.
And you bet.
But it is a multi-billion-dollar industry. And whenever you have money like that, I don't give a fuck what anybody says. There's going to be some kind of corruption. Somewhere, somehow, other people are making money on this shit, right? Now, you can't, there's 52 players on the team. You can't say everybody's in on it or anything like that, right? But number one, referees and kickers. Two most important people on the field. And to me, over the years, with the over-under and stuff, you've seen it. They miss a fucking field goal or something, it kills the over-under. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Yeah. And it's been proven, like in NBA, with referees, they've written books about it. It happened in our era.
One referee
that we know of.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, I can't. It just can't be one. I kind of agree with
that.
That
we know of.
Yeah.
He's the one that got caught.
He got busted.
You know what I mean? So we know that exists. And with sports like Caesars and fucking FanDuel and DraftKings, all this money out there, there could be something to it. You know what I mean? And then you hear for years, and it drives me crazy. And I don't know why they use this term, but they always say, "Oh, we scripted the first quarter." You know, and the word scripted, they use the word scripted all the time. Do you hear it? Right?
The play calling is scripted.
What? The play calls are scripted. Calling. Only for the first two quarters, they say, right?
But
why use that word scripted? You know what I mean?
Because that's what it is.
When you do that, it's like a television show. It's like it's already predestined, you know? And then it leads to this conspiracy that, it's fixed and, it's all scripted.
What do you mean the play calls are scripted?
Yeah, you never heard this termination?
Yeah, so Marty Schottenheimer, I think, was one of the most notorious play scripters. And then I think Andy Reid has been doing it for the longest time.
Like, in other words, a game plan or no?
Yes. So what they do is they have a list of plays that they're going to run no matter what for the first half or the first quarter, whatever it might be. And they do this purposely because they've already been studying the defensive film and they know their tendencies.
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't understand. The word scripted is being used, but I don't know. You can't determine the outcome from these plays, even though they're
here's the thing. So here's the thing: was Dre Greenlaw's Achilles tear part of the script?
No. How could it be? Right?
See? So how could it be part of the script if that happened?
But even the game itself, I thought was played differently the first half to the second half.
Absolutely,
I really.
That's because they went off script after the first half.
See, I mean, I kind of agree. I don't think it's scripted. You know what I mean?
No, the coaches literally tell you that it's scripted.
No, I'm sorry, rigged.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm just going back to the question. I don't think it's rigged. You know what I mean? Every play in the NFL is designed to work. You know what I mean? It's
right.
not
every play is going to be a touchdown.
Yeah, every play is designed to work,
and they pull plays from their playbook that are going to work against the defense they're playing.
Yes.
So
also one more
point is a term that's I don't know.
But they've been using it and they've been using it flagrantly and lately, and it's
the fans
fed into this conspiracy that it's fixed and that it's scripted.
So answer this: How do you script a punter kicking the ball to the 1 yard line with that ball? Wouldn't that ball always land on the 1 yard line if that was the case?
Yeah.
Or always go through the end zone? How do you get that ball to do what it wants?
These guys. If you really want to, break it down and be semantic, these guys are professional athletes. They practice this shit every day. I mean, they could fucking. The defense could lay off and let the fucking, ball drift in the air so it goes down to the one. They could do it.
I'm not buying into
No,
this.
I don't buy. I believe. No. Listen, these guys are not rocket scientists. They're athletes. You know what I mean? So they're not all in on it. If there is any fixed or anything like that, there's no way they all could be in on it. But like I said, the kickers, 100% are shady as a motherfucker. How do you fucking miss that? How do you miss that kick? Number one in the Super Bowl, we saw two of the longest field goals ever in the Super Bowl.
Yes.
55 and what? 57 or something like that?
57,
right.
Yep.
The guy that hit the 55 then misses an extra point.
He got blocked though.
No, but he's a professional. He does this all the fucking time. He hasn't missed an extra point all year.
No, I know, but getting blocked.
Show, when the over and under is 47 and a half, he missed it.
Yeah, but dude, getting blocked.
Do nothing.
No, getting blocked and missing is two different things.
it got blocked.
He kicked it low. Did you hear Jay Feely? His trajectory was low. He could have lofted it and went over the guy's hands. He line drived it right into the fucking defense.
Okay, Earl, how much money did you lose on that?
I won money. No, I won money.
You seem very upset.
I won money,
You
but
seem very upset about it.
So
these are the,
if it's,
these are
if
the
it's so
truths.
scripted, why are you betting?
These are the truths.
Oh,
If
good
it's so
question,
scripted,
Gabe.
why are you betting?
Because I'm a gambler, Gabe. Fuck, man.
But here's the thing.
How do you expect to stay awake to that game 11 o'clock at night without having money on it? I was like
right, so
drifting off. I was in a food coma, bro. I was like,
Everyone in the NFL, including Roger Goodell, would be committing a felony if this was scripted because there is betting involved.
I agree.
I just think that there's way too many guys playing, even if every play, like you said, Joe, is every play is designed to do this and every defensive play is designed to do that. But there's also just human nature. One guy trips, one guy slips, one guy misses a block, and all of a sudden the whole thing is toast now.
Like, how do you okay, so you remember either it was a kickoff or a punt where it hit the ankle of the 49ers player.
Yeah. How do you
Right?
script that?
And then it was a turnover for Kansas City.
I
How do you script that?
Yeah,
You know what
I
mean?
think, like you said, not everyone's in on it. If it was rigged, I think everybody would have to be in on it. It can't just be a player here and there.
you don't think all you need is to grab the kickers, bro. And I'm telling you, all you need to grab. How many points did the kicker for Kansas City score? He scored like fucking 12 points, 13 points. He had more. He had half of the fucking team's points. So you tell me if you put him on the fucking, miss one, that's it. Game over.
So you think it's rigged?
No, but the possibility is there, and that's how they could do it.
All right.
And that's why the conspiracy is there, because the guy missed the point.
I mean, Taylor Swift brought this all to the forefront right now because she, they think her outcome with the Super Bowl winner,
the Kansas City had to win.
The fact that she had a day off on her tour on the day of the Super Bowl, people think it was all set up to work out that way. I don't believe it. I just think it's fucking coincidence.
Well, I tell you what, 123.4 million people watched the Super Bowl.
Did it break the record? It was supposed to be
most
the record.
viewed television show ever in the entire world.
Yeah.
Okay. And that, what did I say? 123.4. And then, but a total of 216 million people like watched it for a period of time.
Yeah.
Some of those people backed off, but 120 more people ever in the entire world watched this thing. So
How the fuck did they track that?
I have no idea.
yeah, what's
Nielsen.
Well,
Nielsen
everything's
ratings.
digital.
Nielsen ratings,
Everything's
yeah.
digital now. Everything's digital now. So
Yeah.
as soon as you turn on your TV and turn it to that station, they know exactly what
Yeah.
station you're
So
on.
it was a 7% hike in viewership because of Taylor Swift. That's what I feel. You know what I mean? Because Kansas City was in it last year, right?
Mhm.
So you have almost the same base, but 7% more people.
All
So
right.
I remember someone was telling me about it was the referees that fixed it because of the penalties. Each team had 6 penalties. So that can't be.
No,
that
it could
can't
though,
be true.
because penalties called in crucial situations, especially in overtime, or in the fourth quarter when Pat Mahomes is going down to score the tying
blatant
points
penalties,
and they
you call
call a fucking holding call or something like that, that's fucking crucial. And meanwhile, those calls are happening on every single play and you didn't call them, but when the money's on the line, you're making the fucking calls. You know what I mean?
But Mike, in Gabe's defense here, and I'm with Gabe on this one, I felt like they didn't call much. Like there was nothing crucial.
Honestly,
there was
no,
nothing.
you're absolutely right. There was no pass interference calls, which I thought they could have been. You know what I mean?
Well, I saw
They
what
stood
I
out
saw.
for
There
the
was
most
two.
part,
There
and
was
I
two
agree.
situations for Kansas City both times where it should have been a first down,
Yeah, Travis Kelce and Pacheco.
and they didn't give it to him.
No,
You know what I
you're
mean?
right.
They didn't give him the first down, and I'm like, wow. And you would think, I'm like, why are they not challenging this?
I know.
Yeah. And he called a timeout after one
Yes.
of them. Like, instead of calling a timeout, challenge that shit.
Yeah.
I heard that Andy Reid didn't want to antagonize basically the referees.
What was the outcome? Travis Kelce screaming at Andy Reid. Did you see that?
Oh my God.
I think that was a situation of like, because Pacheco just fumbled and he was just like, put me in. Like, put me in, I'll score.
Yeah,
Like, you know what I'm
he
saying?
ran
Like,
up on him.
He
Like,
bumped him too. Like
but I think he just kind of, he was just so like,
emotional.
yeah, like fired up and like he just kind of came at him and like just kind of bumped into him. I don't think it was
He scared him. He scared him.
it looked a lot worse than I think that it really
was awkward. Yeah. Awkward.
There it is, Connor from Islip. Thank you for the question. You got our takes right as far as whether it's rigged or not. Mike thinks everybody's on take, so we'll go from there. Our next one,
hi Barb,
is from, you guys guessed it. You guys got it right. It's Barbara from Mastic.
Barbara, what's up?
Barbara from Mastic. What's something you have splurged on for yourself?
For me, it's very simple. Because I'm a sucker. My family takes advantage of me, and I don't buy shit for myself. But I did buy this hat the other day, so this hat is what I bought for myself.
Let me tell you, that hat looks great on you. It looks
I like
great.
the color of that.
It looks great on you.
Thank you.
It's a nice hat. You look good in hats.
We got that hat for Mike.
Yeah, no.
Well, Mike bought that hat for himself, actually,
That's what I said.
on his birthday.
I splurged.
Do you wear a hat every day? Are you a hat guy? Every day.
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much.
You have all your hair,
No,
right?
I have all my hair. Like, if I'm going out with you on Friday, Saturday night, no hat, obviously. But during work, because I wear a hard hat, that fucks your hair up. So then I throw a ball cap on,
I'm the same way, though. I mean,
yeah,
I wear it, unless I'm going out.
Yeah.
No. Okay. That's the best thing you Spurs on? Okay.
Yeah.
What about you, Joseph?
I mean, I don't know.
First class tickets, maybe?
No. I never flew first class.
Me either. One day.
Great.
Get some new ski equipment or something for you.
Maybe a guitar
Ooh, there you go.
There you go.
or two.
That's a nice present.
Or two.
Yeah.
Look at him. Bro.
Yeah.
That's a nice present.
That's what I would have to say that.
Scotty?
Outside the normal, I need new goalie equipment here and there, or a tool here and there. The one thing I did splurge on that was really outside the normal was one of those gadget discovery boxes. You ever get those?
Oh, cool.
No,
Yeah,
what is that?
So my wife had one. She had one for the female athletic person. So once a month you'd get this box, and in it would be different products that you paid X dollars for the box, and you'd get these different products. So there was one that was for gadgets. So I was
And
getting
it's a surprise
gadgets.
every month, right? You don't know
Every
what's
month
coming.
it's a surprise.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I thought, oh yeah, let me do this. It's kind of a splurge. I never really do things for myself. So I got it, and it was cool off the start, but then I was like, I don't need this. What am I going to do with this thing? So,
Yeah.
So I did it for I think 6 months or so. And then I was like, okay, that's good. But that was a splurge.
That's cool.
Okay. Gabe, what about you, bud?
Well, I have a safe full of guns. I have some new golf clubs, and then I have a race simulator right behind me. So, yeah.
There you go.
Well done,
I
Gabe.
don't have-
Well
I don't
done.
have- I
I
don't
like
have
the shit
kids,
you're
so
wearing,
I
Gabe.
splurge
Very nice.
Yeah. I don't have any kids, so every bit of every extra penny that I have, I can spend it on myself.
Nice. Good for you.
That's cool.
That's what you could do when you don't have kids.
It's so true,
very
right?
nice.
Think about it, right?
Yeah.
Man, if I didn't
right?
have kids,
Right? Think about all that money. All that time.
I'd be rich, bitch.
For me, I'm going to say our trips, man. Our trips is something I splurge on myself.
oh, nice.
Yeah.
We go,
Oh,
we
yeah.
go away
Yeah.
every year. Scotty, Scotty comes with us, guys. It's me, Mike, Scotty, and a few other guys. Joey,
Uncle Vin.
our cousin Vinny. We're trying to incorporate Joey. Joey's just
Wait, is it Uncle Vinny or my cousin Vinny?
I always call my cousin Vinny, but
That's a good one, Adrian. I like that idea.
right. That's because for me at least, I'm like,
Smoke weed every day.
we sit there and we're like, all right, it doesn't matter like where we're going. We've gone, California, Dallas, Arizona, Colorado. We're going on these trips and we're going to make the best of it. And it's like usually 3 days and we're going to the game and we just have a great time. So
That's awesome.
That's something probably about it. So Barbara from Mastic, once again, thank you so much.
Bob.
for your
Bob.
Barbara, you're coming on the show very soon. I know we keep saying that, but it's happening.
Yes. Joe, you got anything else, bud?
I don't.
No? Michael?
Episode, what is it, 16?
Yeah.
Episode 16.
And that's a wrap.
All right,
Scotty,
guys.
thank you very much. Very
Scott, you're the
interesting
best, bro.
story.
Thanks for coming on, bro.
Seriously, Scotty,
Thanks for taking the time.
we appreciate it, man. Thanks for telling your story. Very interesting. And, it's very cool. Thank you for coming on.
As always, Gabe, thank you.
Thanks,
Yep, no
guys.
problem.
Thank you so much. I really enjoyed this. I watch every episode. I feel like, Adrian, I feel like I've seen you like every day, but it's really not.
Yeah. No, it's great. So you don't come out and visit. Okay. I'm just kidding. Gabe, as always, man, thank you. Couldn't do without you.
Gabe.
And to everybody else. Oh, Joey, what's our email?
brewcrew@beersandbs.com. Hit us up.
Yes. Mike, catch us on what?
Catch us on Spotify, YouTube, and Apple.
Nice. Thank you very much, guys. Good night, and we'll see you next week.
All right, everybody, get home
Peace.
safe.